Hey, what is up, guys? I'm in headphones because I want to be, because I'm just that cool. I'm that cool to be in headphones. But I am here to talk to you about, well, give you my review of WWE Friday Night Smackdown for May, I think it was 2nd. Yeah, May 3rd, 2013. Um, we have JBL, Michael Cole, and Josh Matthews on commentary. Now, I'm just going to say right now, this was an awesome Smackdown. It was just a great SmackDown, I think. Lately, SmackDown's been up in its game, and that's awesome. Raw has been sucking ass, to be honest with you. SmackDown's been really improving, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is, but SmackDown's been awesome. Last week was awesome. This week it's awesome. I want to see this continue. I want to see this continue. No way that this SmackDown could have gone this awesome. It's just, I think it's great to see it. SmackDown turn out this awesome. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on SmackDown. So, now I'm gonna give you. Well, that's not my thoughts, but that's just my thoughts on what's been going on. Like, just an awesome SmackDown. Last week you saw the Undertaker wrestle. Come on, that is awesome. But let's get to the match. It's jizz. So it shows the main event on Raw with John Cena and Team Hell No versus The Shield. Um, we get Ryback versus Daniel Bryan. Ryback said that John Cena chose to tag with the Shield, and he chose to, and he was the one that took the loss, and he's gonna beat John Cena at Extreme Rules. That's pretty much all he said. He's not the best at talking on the mic, but whatever. But then they have the match, and they actually had an awesome match, to be honest. Well, it was a great match, I think. Um, Daniel Bryan does the suicide head dive on Ryback. Um, what else happened? Well, I know what happened. Then Ryback ends up getting controlled by his power game, and he starts slamming Bryan's head on the ground. One point, Bryan tries to fly off. He catches him into like a spine buster position. Then there's a power slam, which was awesome. Then Daniel Bryan comes back. Ryback goes for a Luthez press, and then Daniel Bryan counters it into a half Boston Crab. And then you think Ryback's gonna tap out, but he doesn't. Then Bryan starts to come back. He does kicks. He does one kick where his legs in the like outside the ropes on the apron, and he kicks that. And then he does the drop kick. Then Ryback goes to take Bryan. Didn't do some like he throws a power bomb him. Daniel Bryan shifts his legs like Rey Mysterio did to win the 2006 Royal Rumble. Then Daniel Bryan goes to do a flying knee to Ryback. Ryback catches him and throws him into the post. Then Ryback just kind of dominates him. From that point, he gives him two power bombs, meat hook clothesline, and a shell shock for the win. So Ryback wins the match. Awesome match though. I think that was a great match, and Ryback, you could really just feel the the crowd hate Ryback, which I thought was awesome. Then it shows what the stipulation will be for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Ricardo Rodriguez interview. I can't really understand what he's saying. And I don't know what he's saying. But he kisses the interviewer. I don't remember her name. And then Darius just apologizes and says that he gets excited. Not really good stuff right there. Then we get a WWE rewind. It shows the dance-off between the Great Khali and Fandango. We get Zack Ryder versus Fandango. Fandango wins with the leg drop. Not as good. Not that great. It was a squash match. Still no Chris Jericho. I don't know where he went. Sometimes the feud happens, then the feud doesn't happen. Caitlin's backstage. This time she has roses, and she gets like a test saying you're beautiful, both in and outside the ring. And then Natalia says to get advice from the Great Khali. I couldn't really understand what he was saying, so it wasn't really that good of advice. Then it shows John Cena granting a wish. I can't. It's okay. It's just when I saw it on Raw, I didn't really know what to say about it because I didn't want to say anything mean about it because then I can get hate for it. So I'm not really gonna. That's kind of like. Then we get Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger interview. He talks about that Zeb Coulter says that the reason he lost was because he was sick. He had over 100-degree fever. Pretty much any symptoms in the book. Then he says that Ricardo Rodriguez is running around an illegal immigrant, and he said that he could go to the authorities. He has witnesses the WWE Universe, but he said he's going to take care of himself, and that's pretty much it. Then we get Ricardo Rodriguez with Alberto Del Rio versus Zeb Coulter with Jack Swagger with Dolph Ziggler on commentary, and of course Biggie Langston and AJ Lee's out there with them. And during this, it shows a WWE Shop.com ad. The match never really happened. Jack Swagger attacked Ricardo Rodriguez. Then Del Rio comes in and clothesline Swagger outside the ring and scares Zeb Coulter. Then Teddy Long comes out and makes, because Booker T's not there, it makes it Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez versus Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. So we get that match. Del Rio does his comeback. He gets the cross-arm breaker on Swagger. This time, Biggie Langston and Dolph Ziggler come and interrupt the match. So then Teddy Long has to come out again, and he makes it Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez versus Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger versus Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston with AJ Lee. So I thought that was a pretty good match. Biggie Langston and Dolph Ziggler wear down Del Rio. Swagger comes in and Del Rio is doing great moves on him. Del Rio goes to try to hurt Zeb Coulter, but Ziggler does a jumping DDT. Then Biggie Langston takes out Ricardo Rodriguez. Jack Swagger takes out Biggie Langston. Del Rio takes out Swagger and puts Dolph Ziggler in the cross arm breaker, and Ziggler taps Adam from CM Brothers. It's unofficial yet. You're gonna find out what it is. Said that why are they doing this? They're making Dolph Ziggler look weak. All I could say is that maybe he's gonna win anyways, so they just want to make him look weak. But they should make him have some momentum. But I don't know. And then I said if they continue to make him look weak, then that's just bullshit. And then okay, then we get the Shield backstage. You hear them making noises like they're attacking someone. They talk about how Kane's injustice is that he was fighting for vengeance and that he can't run away from it. It's gonna come to him eventually. Tells him to believe in the Shield, and then we see Daniel Bryan laid out with and he was the one that was attacked. Then it shows Brock Lesnar and Triple H's rivalry. I expect them to do something with it on Monday, because it will be like almost to the pay-per-view, so I expect them to do something with that. We get Daniel Bryan's backstage. They're going to go take him to the trainer's room. We get Randy Orton versus Damian Sandow. Okay. Damian Sandow kind of looked weak, in my opinion. Randy Orton hits the RKO on him for the win. Then Big Show comes out, and he tells him that he's pretty good in singles competition, but he has a little bit of a big ego in tag matches, because at WrestleMania he did tag himself in when Big Show wanted the tag. So then he said that he could get knocked out. Damian Sandow comes up and hits that neck breaker on him. Big Show just laughs way too long, and he says, "Now that's funny." And then he says that it won't be funny what happens at Extreme Rules. So now, like I said, we are going to get Randy Orton versus Big Show. I said that ever since we started this. I knew it was going to be Randy Orton because he attacked him more the night after WrestleMania. Not really looking forward to it, because Randy Orton's probably going to win, to be honest with you. It's just why I want them to go the route where he just turns on Sheamus. Everyone wants to see that happen. It was supposed to happen last year, but it didn't happen, and you had the perfect opportunity at Mania. He didn't have to join the Shield, but he could have just turned on Sheamus. I think Randy Orton should have been the one to turn and feud with Sheamus, and then Big Show could go the face route, maybe like feud with Mark Henry. I don't know. I just didn't want to see. I just Big Show turning seemed predictable. I think if you had Randy turn, it would have been more unpredictable. Um, then we get a Kane interview. He talks about how the stuff that the Shield did to Daniel Bryan and Undertaker, and he says that he's gonna do this for his brother. He says he doesn't care if he knows he's gonna get laid out, but he wants to at least try to take down some of the Shield members, and that's it. We get a Raw rebound. Shows the same match that in the beginning, the tag match. We get Mark Henry versus Sheamus in an arm wrestling contest. I don't really like arm wrestling contests in wrestling. It's kind of boring. It was too much weight, and it's like they don't just get into it. It's too much downtime into it. Mark Henry made Sheamus clean his hands, and he took his shirt off. Wow. Then they have the arm wrestling. It was just boring. I don't care about that. The only time I actually enjoyed it was Matt Hardy and MVP, because they were like trying to prove who was better. But Mark Henry wins with his right hand, and you're gonna see why I'm being specific. Then Sheamus challenges Mark Henry to a rematch with left hands. Stupid. It never happens. He just punches him in the face and Bro kicks him again. Definitely leading up to a match between them at Extreme Rules. I just don't really like this rivalry. Because Mark Henry's now looked weak twice. And he did beat Sheamus, so what was the point of that? I don't really get it. And then it shows the Shield destroy Undertaker. Then it talks about a WWE tour that happened not that long ago, and Antonio Cesaro names all the places that they went to. Justin Gabriel talks about how it was a thrill to be around that area because they're not there that often. Daniel Bryan says that they have a different feel to it because I guess I think it was Great Britain or something like that was into the Fandango and Antonio Cesaro said it was awesome to be at his home area. Then we get Dean Ambrose with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus Kane. Before the match starts, Kane throws Roman Reigns over the announcer's table, and Kane clotheslines Seth Rollins into the crowd. So Dean Ambrose is left to face Kane 1-on-1 for a little bit. So then they have the match. Kane kind of dominates him throughout the entire match, throughout the first part of the match. Then Dean Ambrose works on Kane's leg. He actually did a pretty good job with it. He when Kane went to do choke him, he did a hold with his leg. Then Kane does his comeback, and then he goes back outside the ring and he lays. Well, wait, I got ahead of myself. Then he does the choke slam to Dean Ambrose, but he wants to do the tombstone in memory of Undertaker. Roman Reigns gets on the apron. Kane knocks him off. Dean Ambrose clotheslines Kane outside the ring. Then Dean Ambrose pounces Kane's head off the table, throws I think it was Roman Reigns into the steps, and he did something with Seth Rollins. I forget. Then Dean Ambrose went to the leg and hit kind of like the skull crusher finale that the Miz does, except it was like a one leg skull crusher finale, and Dean Ambrose got the victory. I should mention though that when the Shield came out, Roman Reigns had Daniel Bryan's tag team championship belt. I wanted to point that out. Then Kane challenges them to come fight him again. He fights him off for a little bit, but then eventually the numbers game catches up on him. They try to do the triple powerbomb, but Kane counters it. Tries to double chokeslam Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns spears them. Then they do the triple powerbomb, and it ends with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins holding up the tag team championships. So I definitely think that they're gonna put the tag team championships on Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. And I think that's a great idea. I think now on Raw, you should have Seth Rollins beat Daniel Bryan. That would be great, so that he could be the one that faces Team Hell No. I really like the Shield, to be honest with you. I said from the beginning. I didn't say this from the beginning. I was kind of iffy about this in the beginning because this was at the time that they were TNA was making aces and eights look weak. So I thought that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna look strong for a little bit, then they're gonna look weak. they have looked really strong since they've come into this company. Um, they've taken out everybody. And yeah, Dean Ambrose lost to Undertaker last week, but it was they still look strong. See, the difference is between TNA and WWE is WWE did right. They said Undertaker. They had Undertaker make the and also the Rock. They had them look strong against the Shield. That is awesome. Um, but all in all, great SmackDown. This was actually I think the best SmackDown in a while. Last week's was good, but I think this one was actually better. And last week's had the Undertaker on the show. I think this one was an awesome SmackDown. I didn't really care too much about the Del Rio matches, Del Rio and Swagger matches and stuff like that because they kept changing the match. I would have just had all have a match. But I'm glad though that it was better than seeing Ricardo Rodriguez versus Zeb Coulter. It was kind of boring at first, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be boring. And then Swagger kind of made it entertaining. But yeah, I don't know what I know for a fact that we're gonna get Sheamus and Mark Henry at Extreme Rules, and we're gonna get I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Team Hono for the tag team championships. I don't know what kind of match it will be. Big Show and Mandy Orton, I can just see it being a no holds barred match or something. I don't really care what that is. They still have to add a stipulation to the John Cena Ryback match. And Sheamus and Mark Henry could just have a match. I think maybe you could put like a strap match or something. That would be cool. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will be back on later tonight. I'm gonna be playing WrestleMania 18, and I'm gonna probably suck at it just to warn you guys, because I've only played the game today, so I'm gonna suck at it. So when I do the story mode, if I lose like a bunch of matches, that's why. But that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.